I'm Berg, and I'm going to be talking a little bit different in this video, not rather AI, but something it's kind of, I guess I came across a video just now on, I guess, Vitaly's best friend, and we all know YouTuber Vitaly got arrested in the Philippines, and it's because of what he was doing acting like a fool. I've already made a video on this prior, and I forgot what I said in the video, but his punishment. But when I kind of think about it, um I don't know. I don't think he should be locked up for a long, long time. Yeah, I understand. I think I believe he should have a punishment. Okay. And I do believe Vitaly needs to get out of this. See, the problem with Vitaly is he was doing all of the stuff that he was doing before PewDiePie was a big YouTuber. So this was he was on YouTube at the time PewDiePie was big, but PewDiePie was becoming the most famous YouTuber, even though Vitaly was getting there. Um, but what I'm saying is 13 years ago, and 14 years ago for PewDiePie, but 13 years ago for Vitaly, his brain was prank, disturbing the peace, prank, disturbing the peace, prank. And he still has that mindset in his brain. And I hope Vitaly learns from this. Um, but I don't think he should be locked up, for long. I like Vitaly. I actually do like Vitaly. He's a cool dude. I don't hate him totally. I just think like the mindset that Vitaly has is just like I get the prank thing, but that it's sometimes when you do pranks, you can't you have to understand something. Not everybody likes to be pranked, and let me bring Jackass with Johnny Knoxville, for example. Most of the pranks that Johnny Knoxville does is usually among his own group, his cast and crew. Um, yeah, maybe back in the day when the Jackass MTV show was getting popular, he would do these things, and Jeff Tremaine would do all these things in the public that would draw attention, but it wasn't as in what Vitaly was doing. So what Vitaly's doing is something that is just kind of like wrong in a way. Um, so for example, Vitaly just going up to random people, uh, pretending to rob them, stealing their vehicles, um, pretending to take their weapon, that should not be allowed. And I understand why the cops arrested Vitaly for that. Now with Jackass, it's a little bit different because it's like the poo diaper that what was his name? Dave England. He would dig in the trash can and pull out a diaper, and he would start eating the chocolate pudding, because when you put the chocolate pudding onto the diaper, you get poo diaper. And people that saw that, they would get grossed out, and he would just kind of like, "Oh, I'm so hungry." Mm. Oh, it's so good. And people would be like, ew. That's different than what Vitaly was doing. That's just a reaction like, well, what are you doing? And it's like, oh, dude, I was just pranking people. I just wanted a reaction. You're not harming someone. You're not disturbing someone. You're not breaking laws. You're just trying to get a reaction from people by your stupidity. And I think with Jackass, they did it perfectly. And the problem with streamers is they try to take it an extra mile, like farting on someone. Like, dude, like you can't be doing that. And I see that like on Instagram and other social medias where they're in stores and then they kind of like pretend to fart or they do fart and it's just like, well, bro, what are you doing? Or they spray them with something and it's like, dude, you can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. Now, if you're gonna do it to a friend you know and you create a situation like that, no, I already know this dude. Like I just did it to him to make it seem like I don't know who this is, but he's my best friend. So you can stage, your best friend to pretend that your best friend doesn't know you just to create the prank. That I don't mind, but to go up to some random person you don't know and start fucking around with them, that becomes the problem. I think that's the difference between what Jackass was doing and what Vitaly was doing. But should Vitaly be locked up in prison for a long time? No, I don't. I think I just hope Vitaly learns from this and gets released. I guess you could put it that way. I hope Vitaly can learn from this. So that's my whole conclusion with what's happening. Um I don't think Vitaly's bad. I think that there's other streamers that are worse than him that are just obnoxious. But like I said, Vitaly has this mindset when he was doing his YouTube from 13 years ago, from what I've looked up. He still has that mental mindset, disturbing the peace. But like I said, when you go to another country, you don't do that. This is in America, okay? You're in the Philippines or you're in South Korea, North Korea, Russia. It doesn't matter where you are. And the problem with people is they think when they go to another country, it's going to be just like America, and it's not. You go to any other country around the world, there's different rules and there's different laws. And that's what people do not understand. You need to research these countries before you start acting like a fool. That's what people need to understand because you do end up in a situation like what happened to Vitaly. And I hope Vitaly can find a way to get out. And if he does get out, I hope he learns big time from this and doesn't do it again. I hope he says, okay, I'm done with this disturbing the peace prank stuff. I want to change my life around. This has got to stop. Or just come back to America and do what you got to do. Other than that, guys, I'm Vberg. That's who I am. Like, subscribe, and you guys know what to do. See you guys in the next video.